Good evening. This is Dawn Shireen. Welcome to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redu. It is Tuesday night, just coming up to 8:45 here in Rapid City. It's been an interesting couple days here, so I just thought I'd catch up with y'all real quick and let you know that be careful what you wish for, because you just honestly might get it. As I alluded to on the last show, Sir has passed on over to the Rainbow Bridge, and though I'm sad, I'm grateful that he's no longer in pain. I honestly believe the little guy had gotten bladder stones and couldn't pass them, which I guess they can't. It's a surgery, and a $4,000 surgery for me right now at this time is just an unmanageable cost. So he passed along, not in pain and not in an aggravated situation. It was humane and euthanized, and that sounds horrible, right? It really does. But, and I can't even say but, he was my little baby, and he saw me through some times, and saw me through the Greyhound trip, and which I'm sure aggravated any bladder situations he may have already had, because I don't think he was ever really exactly 100% healthy, even in Flagstaff. But that is one road ended, and considerations on getting another pet are just not where I'm at right now, especially not in this apartment situation with these neighbors who smoke so much shit that you can smell it through the walls at night, and it's just not conducive to having a pet. So we'll see what happens. I'm absolutely not happy here right now, and though better than Flagstaff, it's not a whole heck of a lot better. Well, that's a lie. At least I'm not being stalked that I'm aware of. But let me get into what happened last night, because things could take a weird turn with that. So I kind of started a relationship with somebody. I say kind of because it's unlike any relationship I've ever been in before. Any unhealthy relationship I've ever been in before. And it is unhealthy, and I, in my own mind, ceased to be in this relationship last night, though I don't think this person is quite caught up to where I'm at yet. I think I mentioned he's a combat veteran, and he has a TBI, which I didn't really understand. Like, I did, but I didn't really understand what that meant. And I didn't understand the anger issues that come along with that. And maybe they don't for everybody with a TBI, and maybe it's just a case-by-case basis. But in his case, he has extreme anger issues, which frighten the shit out of me. He is exceptionally inconsiderate and just repetitive, and again, that could be part of what having a TBI is. And if I really cared about continuing the relationship, I would do tons of research to be able to figure out, again, it all falls on me, what I can do to not piss him off, what I can do to keep it smooth, and what I can do to make him not rage. But in all actuality, it's not a me problem. And he actually, last night in his own weird way, kind of really told me it's not all about me. When a situation came up with some homeless chick around here that he decided needed help, and decided to drag me into it. And then when my solution wasn't good enough because I wasn't offering her my couch, which, why would I do that? I just met her, I don't know her, and she just came out of prison. And not that I'm discriminatory of things like that, but I do have value of my life now, and of the things I own, and of how far I've come. And no, so he threatened to let her sleep in his place, and I was like, dude, I don't really care. Like, we've never slept together, so whatever. And proceeded to try to guilt me into something that I wasn't buying. So she, I think, and I left, right? I went home, and she, I think, got intimidated by the fact that he was so over helpful and literally just walked off into the night. And then he called me and proceeded to yell at me for like over 2 hours until I gave a wrong response to something I had done in my past. A wrong response for him, but, you know, a life choice for me. And he hung up on me, and I was like, oh, because I knew if I hung up on him, he would be pounding on my door, and we'd be, you know, in a worse situation of him actually being in my space instead of just on the phone. So him hanging up on me gave me the opportunity to turn my phone off and get some fucking sleep, you know, which most people do at night, but not this guy. So today, you know, I woke up to, I don't know, 12 messages on my phone and 2 phone calls, which I haven't even listened to the voicemail because I just don't care. And, you know, of course, saving everything for what I hope will never actually happen, right? But if he just continues to be so mean, you know. And then this other thing, and it's just been like since the get-go, like since the minute I trusted him with information about Sir, and he decided to tell everybody about the secret that I told him not to tell people about because I knew, like, first of all, I mean, he's, you know, he was a guinea pig and he lived in a blue bin, but nonetheless, he wasn't an authorized pet, right? So I was doing some shady shit, you know, and as much as the whole honesty thing goes, like, I wasn't really being honest about that because an extra $50 a month on my rent for a potato was, you know, it's a lot of money for a potato, but, anyway, so, and then he proceeded to tell people about it that didn't need to know about it, and then next thing you know, like, almost everybody knows about it, and then, like, you know, Sir died, which in a really weird kind of way I'm grateful for, because it just kind of alleviated the whole issue of everybody knowing about this thing that only he was supposed to know about, but he just couldn't keep his mouth shut about it, and everybody had to know about it. So then the thing with this girl, like, so he's all upset that she took off at night, but at 1 o'clock in the morning, like, he's asking me to go and get him cigarettes at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it's like rally for Sturgis right now. It was coming up to rally, so there's all kind of people in Rapid right now getting ready for Sturgis, and it's not actually, I personally don't like going out of my house after 7 o'clock at night, so 1 o'clock in the morning to go get somebody cigarettes is definitely not a thing that I would do, right? So it's like, why, what is up with this? So you're all concerned about this other girl, and yet you want me to do this, and then this old bitch lady over on the other side that he calls Combat Mom has an issue with me being in his place and like visiting, you know, just like going in his apartment. Yet she suggested to him that this girl that none of us knew, had ever seen before, didn't know her from a can of paint, that she stay in his place overnight. But me just going in and visiting with him is like a problem that I'm trying to take advantage of him. Like, I could do that with a 6'2" person who has an anger issue and possibly stolen valor. I haven't even really decided to look into this too far. Just doing a Facebook search for his name, of which he has more than one, legally, supposedly, which I'm still really kind of confused about, not asking any questions, because the more I know, the less I care, right? And at a point, it's going to be like, I care so less that it just doesn't even matter. I don't know what I thought. I thought, like, I thought it would be cool to go into a relationship again and, like, have that, but, like, the dude doesn't calm down enough to, like, watch a full movie. Like, you know how, like, when you first start seeing somebody, that I'm not even talking about sex, because we haven't even broach that, which I'm kind of really grateful for now. I was really upset the first couple days, like he doesn't even want me, but now I'm kind of feel like I dodged a bullet on that. But he couldn't even come over and like watch a whole TV show, like hang out on the bed and just like cuddle or fall asleep or whatever, you know. I mean, last night he's like, well, can I just come over? And before everything else came down, can I just come over and we'll watch a movie? And I had just taken melatonin. So I was like, yeah, sure, you can come on over, but I'm probably going to fall asleep. Oh, I don't want that. Oh. So always what he wants, right? So I don't really get it. And I'm kind of really over it, you know? Yesterday was the anniversary of Doc's death, 5 years, my doggy Doc. And this enters the period of time 5 years ago where I was trafficked, and then in September where Christopher committed suicide. And nothing. Like, he just berated me so bad yesterday, and I haven't felt so shitty about myself in such a long time. And I mean, I got out of it quickly because I was like, this isn't me. This isn't on me. This is something going on in him that he's projecting onto me. You know, he's asking me questions about my past, and I'm telling him about, you know, how I had a daughter at 17 and how my father had died at 15 and the life choices that I made and that were forced upon me at that time. And he's like, oh, that is not acceptable. Well, you know, dude, you weren't in my life at that time. Adoption was the best choice. I could have killed her, right, and had an abortion on my record, but I don't. And he was like, oh, you're not being in contact with her. You're not doing... And it's like, if you don't fucking know anything about it, then just really shut the fuck up about it. And that's when I didn't talk to him like that, because that would have just aggravated the situation more. But basically, the choices I made regarding something that he would have been 2 years old at the time about, you know, and I was navigating at the age of 17, were not acceptable to him, so he hung up on me. It's doomed. I went at that time, after that time, during actually the phone calls, and changed out my in a relationship status on my Facebook, and I had him as my wallpaper on my phone, you know, all the stupid shit people do, and I changed everything. So, and then, you know, I turned my phone off, and, you know, like I said, when I woke up this morning, and it was like the 12 messages and the 2 phone calls and all this stuff, and it was just like, I can't, you know, I talked to him today, and he acted like nothing happened, like no man's zone. You know, I told him the girl had never called me back, and he's like, oh, whatever, when last night it was like critical mass to save her life. And, you know, this blonde girl that the old lady neighbor thought was appropriate for to stay at his house, though I'm a neighbor and live here and a veteran, yet I'm not good enough to be in his house. And it was just like, and then that's when he was like, oh, you're so selfish, it's not all about you. And it's like, do you not see, like, the thing here? Like, why I would be hurt or anything? No, you're just selfish. You just think everything's about you. Like, okay. I don't actually think everything's about me, but when I see, like, hypocrisy like that, you don't think I'm gonna, like, say something about it? Anyway. So today was just kind of one of them days where I just, like, laid super low. He wanted me to go get him food and stuff earlier, at some point in the afternoon today. It's almost 9 o'clock now. And, he wound up falling asleep, like, you know, finally. So, like, that little situation went away. But it's like, dude, when did you become crippled? Like, you can go and run for everybody else, and you can help somebody clean their apartment, and you can do this for that one, and this for this one, and that. But then you want me to run and get you food and cigarettes? And, like, I don't even smoke. Like, but last night I wasn't... my lord. It's a problem. It's not a problem, actually. I mean, I'm resigning myself to the fact that I may never date again, because, like I literally said before, Christopher ruined me for any other relationships. He was too good to me, and he taught me my value, and he showed me what I do and don't deserve, and I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to be treated like a second, third, fourth, fifth class citizen in this relationship. So, yeah, I'm over it. I'm over trying, and I'm just gonna accept the fact that, once you've already had the best, man, everything else is gonna fall short. I had the best with Christopher Richmond, and that's kind of the bottom line. So, just wanted to clear my chest on this and just kind of get it out in the open. Back on Medium, I had a story published called 2,300 Miles about, well, kind of it was a slipshod piece, but people seem to love it, about my trip from Flagstaff to Rapid City, and I'm working on a story about how Horseshit Creek Resort, like, basically screwed me over and made me homeless. I was working on it intently yesterday before everything kind of fell apart, and then, today I was just not into much of anything. I literally, like, was just, like, a bag today. Like, like, I just kind of lazed around, and, I mean, I ate and shit like that. I cooked myself dinner, and I got my mail, and, stuff like that. The copy of Little Prince in French and the copy of Little Prince in English, so I have them both again, because I actually gave him my copy of it, and I'm not gonna ask for anything back. Like, whatever you got, and I got a bunch of his books, and I mean, I'm sure he will, in his I don't understand what the fuck is going on kind of way, like, get them back, but I'm not in any rush to hurry over to the side of the building where they despise me and talk about me and gossip about me and slander me to return books that I could care less about, right? Anywho, other than that, I'm okay, and things will be okay, and just remember that if things get so tough on you that you're thinking about offing yourself, 988 is your friend in the United States, and don't do that, okay? I didn't call them last night, but it's always good to know that the number is available for those times when you just can't seem to dig out of your own hole, and I was close last night, but I opted to just turn my phone off and go to sleep, and woke up this morning with a different perspective on how I deserve to be treated and what, in my opinion, had actually gone down, which was just a whole lot of bullshit. So, anyway, this is Dawn Shreen, and thanks for listening to my podcast, Dancing with Bipolar Redu. And, hey, let's all stay alive, okay? Later.